Yes, absolutely. Welcome to today's Q&A. All right, it is Tuesday the 28th, and we're going to be talking about some of the truck driving jobs that we have available here at Decker. So as always, if you have any questions, that's what this is for. Go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will be answering them as they come in. So if you're wondering about a specific zip code, please include the zip code. And of course, if you have experience, can you include that as well? Because that will help me to be more specific when I'm answering your questions. Like, what is the rate of pay, or how much can I expect to make, or what are the mileage, etc. That will all kind of help. So please go ahead and do so. Now, I do want to let everybody know that last week we had the Driver of the Year Awards, and I think you guys have probably already seen some of the announcements, probably the replay that's out there and everything. So if you've seen it, awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was so awesome to see, and I know there's a lot of work that goes into it by our drivers, obviously, in order to earn those positions, the Driver of the Year, the Grand Champion, as well as all of the shop and Katie and Tammy and the communications department, and there's too many to name, I can tell you that. But congratulations to all of those who were involved, and thank you for all of those who were involved as well for the Driver of the Year. And as a reminder, the champion, the grand champion, was Tom Melton. Now, Tom also earned the Driver of the Year award as the flatbed driver. Now, he is our Midwest flatbed driver, but he won for, I believe, 2019, 2020, 2021, and now for 2022. Not only did he win, but not only did he win the Driver of the Year for that division, but he also won the Grand Champion, which is the most prestigious award here at Decker, here at least locally here at Decker, and $15,000 in prize money. So congratulations. Now, each of our division winners get a $3,000 bonus, but to get there, you have to first earn a good scorecard and a good safety score, and then from there, the Driver of the Month. So that's what it's all about. The base of all of this is making sure that you're a safe driver, that you're on time, that you're doing everything in your power to get the job done right, go over and beyond. And that's what the scorecard and the safety bonus are originally. Now, the scorecard is a max points of 1,000 points. And that's the best score you can get. Where the safety is like the reverse. You want to get the lowest. So you want a perfect score, a score of 0. And if you take a look at this very long list of some of our professional drivers, this list actually, let me move it up to the top, is a combination of our scorecard and our safety score winners. These are perfect scores, meaning that on the scorecard side, they're perfect 1,000 points. And then on the safety side, it's a perfect 0. So congratulations to all of those who had earned that. Now, that being said, the bonus itself, the combination of the bonus was over $63,000 for the month of February. $63,000, $63,332.05, I think. But it's definitely up there. So congratulations to all of those who earned that. Lots of congratulations coming out here in the next, within the next half hour here. Also for so those numbers, by the way, those were February's numbers. So that's usually a shorter month, 28 days. And so all the miles that they ran and completed for the month of February count towards your bonuses. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like you get an extra, up to 5 cents per mile if you get the safety and the scorecard bonus. So if you get both of those, it's 5 cents more per mile that you can get. And that's going to be on all the miles completed for that previous month, being February. Now, we've already started March. We're almost done with March already. I know, it's crazy. We do pay out around the third pay period of the month following when that comes, or when you ran it. So February is paid out this last week. We had so much going on this last week, though. We didn't want to take away from the Driver of the Year Awards because they are quite an event. But we definitely have more bragging to do today because we have our Driver of the Month awards. Now, Driver of the Month is earned by those drivers, once again, as a reminder, that scored a 1,000-point scorecard, or at least were one of the top 3 highest within the scorecard, as well as having a high safety rating. And then they're voted on throughout our company, throughout all the different departments. And these are our winners. Ides of March says, congratulations, everyone. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We have our Midwest refrigerated van winner is Todd Overson. Now, Todd was last year's grand champion. He was our winner last year. And of course, driver of the year for that division as well. So some of these names will look pretty familiar to you because they've earned the driver of the year status in previous years. Some of them grand champion. Actually, a couple of them have been grand champion. Another one was Anthony Vasquez. Anthony in the Southern Flatbed Division, or Over the Road Flatbed Division, was the grand champion the year before Todd. Jeremy Moritz winning the Midwest Flatbed Driver of the Month for February. Congratulations, Jeremy. And Rita Tyler winning again with the Reefer Van Division, the Over the Road Refrigerated Van Division. Now, Rita, I believe, got December too, right? It wasn't that long ago. And the reason I say that is you can only win Driver of the Month one time within a calendar year. So the only way you can be back-to-back winner is if it was December, January, and I think we actually had that last year, but December, January for the winner. So that being said, you only can win Driver of the Month one time for the 12-month calendar year, but you can be a runner-up multiple times within the year. You can actually be Driver of the Year multiple times, which obviously Tom is a good example of that, 4 years in a row. And then we have, of course, the runner-ups. They also get a prize. They don't go into the running for the Driver of the Year, but they do get a prize for the month. So our drivers of the month get a gift card, Walmart gift card, as well as a gift card to the Decker store. And for our nominees or our runner-ups, they also get a gift card to Walmart and a gift from the Decker store. So congratulations for those. Also on our list of winners, we had Team Carson. So Curtis Carson Sr. and Curtis Carson Jr. were our winners for the team division. And our owner-operator lease purchase division, a winner was Maximus LaFontaine. So congratulations to each one of you on the win there. Larry Dunster was our runner-up for our over-the-road refrigerated van division. And Michael Mathis was the runner-up for the over-the-road flatbed division. So again, congratulations to each one of those. Very exciting, right? Love to see that. Okay, see we've got some stuff going on there. Yes, so anyways, if you guys have any questions, again, go ahead and feel free. Mike says, good day, Jesse. Hey, good to see you. I see some medium-sized trucking companies going out of business, some leaving drivers and owner-operators unpaid. I hate to see that. Any specific ones that you've been seeing more so recently? Yeah, it's last year we saw it. There are a couple. I mean, you see it all the time. Unfortunately, going in and out of business. Now Decker's been in business since 1931, officially 1931. But you hate to see that, especially leaving people without the funds that they are owed. So, speaking of funds, the bonuses, those are paid out the third week of the month following when you ran it. Usually you get a status update on those the week before, so you have a little bit of time to review it. Make sure if you have questions, you can address them, or we can talk to the right departments to address those. And then, of course, they're paid out, well, they would have been paid out yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday, I believe. So they're usually around the Monday. They're not on your normal settlement because our settlements are on Friday. So whatever you get in by Sunday night at midnight or Sunday night at 10 p.m. will get paid the following Friday direct deposit. And that'll be on your payroll. But yeah. Let's see. father-son team driving. Can't imagine having to work with my father. Bought a truck from him in 1983 because he was difficult. Yeah, I've heard that many times over from many people. Mike says, I sent you a link in your PM on Facebook. All right, I'll take a look at it. Thank you. Very honest. 400 drivers. 400 drivers? Oh, that's terrible. Flagship transport. Well, we'll do some checking to see if we can't help them out. Just bought new Peterbilts, huh? Yeah, that is tough. Next week we will have a pop-up surprise drawing for our referral bonus. So next Monday, before our Facebook Live, we'll go live also on Facebook, but it'll be random. You won't know. But we'll do our drawing, get out our trusty, this is my cooler, but this is where I put all the names. All those who referred people. And then we draw for a winner. Chance to win $1,000 for the referral bonus. Love it. That is fun. I love those. You know, it's always fun to do drawings where you're like, yeah, I'm the hero because I drew the name. Like, yeah, as Decker pays it. Okay, I also want to do a reminder for all of our drivers, all of our professional drivers. We do have, with the fuel cards, we're now using, when you log into your CAT app, you know, for scaling and stuff. So when you go to Weigh, you use your mobile device and log into the CAT app, and you won't have to do a receipt anymore. Now it'll be on automatic communication into the accounting department, so you guys won't have to worry about that. But you won't have to do anything come the 1st of April. Well, actually, I think it starts the 3rd of April. So you won't have to make any changes. It'll all be automatic. You just don't have to. The only thing different is that you don't have to do the receipt. So you just log in, do the same thing that you'll have before. It'll be taken care of. So, cool? All right. Ides of March was saying the flagship transport. Whew. And says, does Decker hire out of Tampa, Florida? Good question. Actually, with our Florida opportunity, we have an over-the-road flatbed division that will run into there. You're looking at about 3 weeks out, I believe, right now. And if you give me a second, I'm just going to make sure that I'm telling you accurately and that hasn't changed since last I looked. Yes. All right. So you have the over-the-road flatbed division. So in that division, you're running, it's coast to coast, although most of the runs are going to be east of Denver. I had to think east-west. Are going to be east of Denver. A lot of up and down the Midwest, a lot of Texas to the Carolinas. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't go up into, say, Pennsylvania or Kentucky or Tennessee. You definitely will see those areas, just most of it's up and down the Midwest and Texas to the Carolinas, southern states. Yeah, but we would get you home every 2 to 3 weeks in the Tampa area. Now, our flatbed division, our over-the-road flatbed division, we do have tarping, securing. If you have no flatbed experience, but you have at least a year of tractor-trailer experience, we can train for that division as long as you, again, have that year of tractor-trailer experience. And then the training is, you've got orientation. So that's about 3 days in Fort Dodge, Iowa. We'll take care of your transportation up here, take care of your hotel, your meals. We pay you $1,000 for completing orientation. You'll have some securement training going through all of those details. Tanner will walk you through all of that. Get some hands-on training. That's usually done inside initially. And then when you're out on the road, you'll be taking the snapshots, taking pictures of your secured loads, so that we can make sure that you are doing it properly even further on when you're on the load. So you'll get the training, get the hands-on training where you'll be doing those multiple different loads, because we do lumber, steel beams, coils, sheetrock, wallboard, or whatever. So we do quite a bit of different loads. So we'll be teaching you through several of those. But again, if you have questions or if you want to look at some videos ahead of time on securement, we do have some of those as part of our YouTube channel that you can check out as well. Dean says, hello from Marion, Indiana. It's only 43, but really warm out. Is outside without a coat? Oh, that's nice. It's been a while, right? All right, Mike, you take care. You have a great day too. Ides of March says 6 years of flatbed. I'll give you a call. That sounds great. Yeah, with 6 years of flatbed experience, you'd actually be starting at about 65 cents a mile. 10 cents of that's per diem, so you won't be taxed on that 10 cents. And you're guaranteed at least $1,000 a week at the very minimum. Now, the guaranteed pay obviously has requirements, so let's kind of walk through that here with you so you know what that's all about. The guaranteed pay, you have to be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. So at least 5 days out of the week. That's the first requirement, okay? No driver service failures, so no late loads. They must be on time. Granted, that when I say driver service failures, it means just that. It means that you were late or you were at fault. Now, if you were late delivering a load because a customer was late loading or late receiving, that does not count against you as a driver service failure. It does not. So I do want to clear that up because that's a question I get quite a bit. So again, be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No driver service failures. No load refusals. That's another one. No load refusals. So we are not a, what do I want to call that? We're not a forced dispatch company. So we aren't. So if you decide that's not a load that you want to take and you don't accept it, then you wouldn't get the guaranteed pay, but you'd get the same cents per mile. But just know, in fact, that if you do turn down a load, that doesn't mean that we have another load right there and then for you to pick up. That could mean that you end up waiting for a while for another load to come about. It could also mean that you could be deadheading for a ways. So keep that in mind. If there's a load that you are declining, that you talk to your driver manager and make sure that there's something to back it up. Because if there's not, you could be waiting. And in that case, you're not going to see layover detention because you refuse the load. All right, so back on track here. We do guarantee the pay if your $1,000 minimum guarantee. Now, remember, that's like a safety net, though, because you'll make the better of the two with whatever your miles are and the number of, your rate of pay per mile and the number of miles that you run. So be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the week. No load refusals. No driver service failures. Get your paperwork in on time. You got to get your paperwork in by 10 p.m. on Sunday. And I mentioned before that you just need to scan it on your tablet by 10 p.m. and you'd be good. If you can scan it right after your loads, then you know you're safe. You know you got your paperwork in on time. You don't have to track it down later on. No CSA points for the week. No preventable accidents for the week. Those are the other two requirements. Just 6 requirements for that guaranteed pay. That's it. And the same 6 requirements are for the guaranteed pay are also used towards the sign-on bonus. Now, our sign-on bonus is $5,000. It's paid out quarterly, so each quarter is evaluated. And of course, with the guaranteed pay, you need to be 100% compliant from week to week. So every week weighs a little bit, or weighs differently. Every week weighs separately than the other. However, when it comes to the sign-on bonus, it's paid out quarterly, so it's a whole lump. So as long as you meet all of those requirements at least 70% of the time, 70%, totally doable, actually very extremely doable. It is, I don't know if anybody hasn't made it, then as long as you're at least 70% of the time, you'll get that $12.50 plus 5 cents a mile on all the miles over 20,000 for the quarter for flatbed, or 25,000 for the quarter for refrigerated. So there you have it. And then, what else am I missing? Oh, and that's for the sign-on bonus. Again, $12.50 each quarter because it's $5,000 total paid out within the first year. All right. Chris says, can I work 12 days out and home 5 to 7 days? I have a sick mom at home. Chris, I'm not sure where you live. So depending on where you live, the home time might be more flexible. But normally that isn't like a home time that we would work with. I'm trying to think. Ohio. Okay. So I do have, instead of being out 10 to 12 days at a time, I do have a home weekly in areas of Ohio, especially if you're in flatbed. our flatbed, it gets you home on the weekends. You know, coming in on like a Friday night or a Saturday morning and then back out either Sunday night or Monday morning. So that might be an option for you. My refrigerated division, probably not as likely because you'd be coming in, depending on where in Ohio you live, you'd be coming home about every 2 weeks, and then you're looking at 2 to 3 days home, or probably 3 days home for home time. So that home time and that schedule, I guess, probably wouldn't work for you. I'd say flatbed if you're willing to do the home weekly, because I'm just looking up, by the way. I'm looking up Cincy. Cincy? Oh, give me a sec here. I'm just trying to figure out how to spell it. Like Cincinnati? Okay, I took you literally. I'm an idiot. Okay. So that... Okay, yeah. Sorry. Like never mind. Okay. So out of Cincinnati, we do have, let's see. We've got our flatbed. Give me a second here. I'm just checking to see if I can get you home weekly with that turnaround that I'm, and what my guarantee would be in your area. It was funny. Yeah. Okay, so you rather do refrigerated. I might be able to do the refrigerated home weekly, but it wouldn't be, I really don't think the 10, 12 days out and the 5 to 7 days would work with our schedules, the way that some of our loads run with the refrigerated division. With the flatbed, it still wouldn't work, but I'd be able to get you home more often with more of like a guarantee. So that's why I'm thinking, well, maybe that one would work. But yeah, usually the 5 to 7 day trade is longer than we can work, especially with the refrigerated division. Sorry about that. Great question. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to answer it the way I was hoping to. Yeah. Okay. So what else am I missing for? Got to give my wife a break. Well, that is awesome. Good for you, because that's good for you, because she needs to be able to have that as well. I get you. Good man. I'm trying to just think of other options here that might work. In our flatbed division, I'm not sure if this matters or not, but in our flatbed division, the guarantee would be $1,450 a week instead of $1,000 a week with the home weekly. It is. Yep, my grandma is going through that right now. It is very difficult. So keep that in mind if it is an option for you. What I'd recommend is getting a hold of one of our recruiters and kind of running that all past them. The number right here, 877-233-2537, is the number to the recruiting department. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com if you feel like it's an option for you guys, or if you want to, like I said, I'd suggest talking to the recruiting department first, but I don't see that turnaround working for us. Like I don't see that we could make that happen, unfortunately. You almost need, like a rotation. A dedicated that you'd be able to make work on that. Speaking of refrigerated in our Midwest, so we do have the refrigerated that runs mostly, like the one that goes home weekly is usually anywhere from Kansas City to over towards Chicago, anywhere from Kansas City to Chicago, up north to Minnesota, the Minneapolis area. Iowa is full of home weekly options for my refrigerated division, and we do have a couple. Omaha, Nebraska is going to be an option as well. So those are all home weekly. Other than that, we have over-the-road refrigerated, which would get you home about every 2 to 3 weeks. And like I was saying, 2 to 3 weeks out, home for 3 to 4 days is the norm there. Yep. And the rate of pay per mile is going to be based off of your experience level. So if you've got, let me use an example here. Let's say you've got 10 years of experience in the refrigerated division, you're looking at 66 cents a mile. 10 cents of that's per diem, so you're not taxed on it. And with that home weekly option out of the Midwest, you're guaranteed the $12.50 a week. In the over the road, you've got a guarantee of $1,000 a week, but your rate of pay per mile, the miles that you run, are obviously going to most likely be over and above that 1,000 minimum, that safety net that you have. Whereas the $12.50 division, that's usually right on, pretty darn close. Mm-hmm. You are going to run shorter runs in the more regional position than you would in the over-the-road. Almost sounds redundant as I said that out loud, but sometimes you gotta remind people that's how it works. So with the home weekly, you're kind of like boom, 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 boom with loads. Where with the over-the-road, the number of loads, your miles might be longer, but of course the number of loads that you're running is probably fewer because of the length of time on the road. So orientation itself is in Fort Dodge, Iowa. So if you guys talk to one of the recruiters and you decide that this is a good fit for you, you put in your application. So you call them 877-233-2537, and then you decide that it's a good fit for you. You can apply at drivedecker.com. And then once they go through, they'll process your application, like running your MVR, running your background and your work history and your PSP report and doing the clearinghouse. Clearinghouse, by the way, for those of you, just as a reminder, that is the drug and alcohol results for previous companies that you've ran for. So getting that, we'll have you do your drug test and your physical. Once you're approved, we'll have you do your drug test and your physical. If you don't already have it done. Now, if you have a recent physical that you've done within the last 6 weeks or 6 months or so, and it's good for at least another 6 months, then awesome, we can use that one. And then you won't have to redo the physical. Obviously, you'll still have to do the drug test. The urinalysis has to be done before hire for DOT purposes. And then when you arrive in Fort Dodge, well, let me back up. So you'll do your physical, your drug test, and an online orientation. So we'll send you the link to an online orientation, which consists of a number of different videos followed by questions that you'll go through. And, some of them will be DOT specific, where they're more, generalized questions, where other ones are going to be more Decker specific, more on our company policies and procedures that we're providing you. And then you'll go through more of that when you come into orientation, but that's done ahead of time. When you come to orientation, and like I mentioned earlier, we'll get you a rental car or a flight or whatever it is that you need to get you here for orientation. And then we take care of your hotel and your meals while you're here. We do have a repayment agreement, so if you left us within the first 6 months, then you'd be responsible for a portion of that. Every month we knock $100 off, but that repayment agreement is set in place in case you were to leave early. At the 6 month mark, doesn't matter what it is, we wash it clean. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that as well. We have more for orientation. We do have the hair follicle when you arrive in orientation. So we have that test, that drug test when you're here. You'll go through a lot of the company policies and procedures beyond the LUMA training, the online orientation training, and you'll meet with several of the different departments as well. Our safety department, our maintenance department. Our maintenance department, they will walk you through some Q&As, some commonly asked questions that they get, especially with some of our equipment, because we do have newer model equipment and it has a ton of amenities. So we kind of need walkthroughs on how to run everything. The perk of having all of these amenities is there, obviously, but then you got to learn how to use them. So they will teach you how to use the APU unit, where the inverter is and everything, the bunk heater. They'll show you how to run the TV, because we have the Epic View satellite TV. That's 100 plus channels. It's company paid, and you just need to know how to use it. Also showing you the TransFlow unit, the the tablet, how to use the tablet to communicate with your driver manager. You'll have some how-tos on that as well. Not so much for the maintenance department, but that'll be during orientation. And then during that, they'll also show you how to turn the Wi-Fi on. So you do have free Wi-Fi available to you as well in the truck. So lots of amenities: microwaves, refrigerators, bunk heaters, APUs, inverters. They are double bunk trucks. They do have the Sirius radio. They're totally equipped with Sirius radio. If you want to use it, then you would have to get a subscription. I can tell you that here in the last year or two, fewer and fewer people are getting the subscriptions because they just stream off of the Wi-Fi. So they stream podcasts and stuff. So that's totally cool. Or books on tape. I know. I say books on tape, but like Audible or wherever you're getting your books. So that's available to you as well. And then, air ride seats on both passenger side and driver side, of course. We do have both inward and outward facing event recorders. Now those kick on during critical events. So they're not a constant live feed. It's nothing like that. But they will kick on if there's a critical event like a erratic lane change, or if you're following too close, or hard braking, I should say. If speeding, something like that would trigger the critical event, and then they would kick on in their 20-second recordings at that point. And if you guys have any questions about that, make sure that you ask the recruiting department as well, so that you're not coming here wondering and not sure about things. So I want to make sure that you are well aware of all of the equipment that we have and the amenities. And $1,000 is what you get paid for orientation, and you'll get paid that. And you'll get, I think it splits $500 on the Friday the week that you're dispatched. I think Wednesday, $500 on Wednesday, and then $500 on Friday for those of you who are experienced drivers and only have a 3-day orientation. If you're an inexperienced driver and you're starting orientation, so that means you're either going to be in the refrigerated division or our Midwest flatbed division, then you would have a full week orientation and you're paid $1,000 for that. And that, I believe, you'll be paid on Friday for. Now, you do get the guaranteed pay. I mentioned the requirements, so one more time, the guaranteed pay is going to be based on the division that you're running for. So that paperwork has to be in by Sunday night in order to qualify for the guaranteed pay. If you don't have your paperwork in, you don't qualify for the guaranteed pay, because that is one of the 6 requirements. And again, it has to be in by 10 p.m. on Sunday. If you can get it in early, that's ideal, but the requirement is Sunday night. Yeah. So that is a little bit about our orientation, what we have available here at Decker. Of course, beyond the amenities of the truck, we do have additional perks, additional benefits. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield as our health provider, and we have dental and vision, so Delta Dental, a Vision for vision. We do have prescription drug coverage. The $0 generic is available, as well as some Regenerate and the Fed. There's FedLogic. I think there's a couple additional perks, benefits that haven't been around for too long. We started those at the beginning of the year, so we got a little bit more. The $0 generic being one of them. You guys can take advantage of that. We also have the 50% match on the 401k. So we've got a great 401k available to you as well. And that starts 60 days after hire. So actually, with the 401k, it starts the first of the month following 60 days, I believe, where the insurance is actually the 61st day of employment. They could be the same, just depending on when you start. All right, so that's just a snapshot of some of our benefits that we have. But we do have long-term, short-term disability. We have life insurance, company paid $10,000 on you, $5,000 on your spouse. That's available. Obviously, you can increase that as well. I know I did, because the cost was Very affordable compared to others that I've looked at. And the short-term, long-term, we've got Aflac. We have the EAP program, which is through Aflac. That is, or through MANA, that is more of a life balance available to all of our employees and their spouses and beyond. So it's your extended family that's available. Decker provides that to you. If you have any questions whatsoever about that, please reach out so we can get you the information. And then, of course, you've got constant support. We've got our ambassador program, which will follow up with you on a weekly basis. The first couple of weeks that you're here, for the first few months, I should say, that you're here, keeping you in the loop of what's going on here at Decker so that you, if you have questions, they can be addressed and all that good stuff. So, yeah. All right, you guys, I thank you so much for being here today, and I appreciate you guys and your questions. Chris, I wish the best of luck to you there. And Mike, you stay safe. Dean, enjoy that nice weather. Hopefully going for a nice walk. And Eyes of March, if we can help you out, please make sure that you reach on out to us at 877-233-2537. As I lose my voice right there. All right. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next week. And stay tuned because, like I said, we will be doing the referral bonus on Monday as well as our normal 4 p.m. live on our Facebook channel.